Shalom, giving honor once again to the creator and the maker of heaven and earth. This is part 3 in the conclusion to Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. Now, a male is not supposed to wear the garment of a woman. A woman is not supposed to wear the garment of a male. That is not saying that boys can wear girls' clothes. That is not saying girls can wear boys' clothes. When you teach brothers and sisters that the Hebrew word geber simply only means soldier or warrior, and thus what you're saying in theory is that it's okay for an ish who is not a soldier, who is not a warrior, or a zakar who is not a soldier, who is not a warrior, but like the regular type of male, what you're saying that it is okay for him to wear the vestment of a female or a woman. And as we know, such is not the case. So I wanted to go over a couple of more things in concluding this in the Hebrew. Ezra chapter 8 verse 22 in the Hebrew, so we can gain some understanding. And it says this. For in the English it says, "For I was ashamed to ask of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way." Now, in the Hebrew, we see the following in verse 22 of the book of Ezra, chapter 8. And it says, Ki, bos tilis ol, min hamelech chayil. So let that be noted and understood. The key word we're talking about, brothers and sisters, is this word right here, chayil, which means soldiers. So we can gain some understanding of what in the world that right there is talking about. So, with that being noted and understood, let's go back, brothers and sisters, to Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. So we can sit there and gain some understanding. Getting back into this within the Hebrew itself. Okay? And it says the following. Lo yihyeh. It shall not be. It shall not come to pass. Kili. Now, we already went over the situation with the word kili from that Strong's thing, the Strong's concordance, in which gives you a roundabout definition, nothing really pinpoint exact. Okay, so it says what? Lo yihye kili geber al isha. So are you then saying that it is all right for the vestment of an ish to be on an isha? No. It's simply talking about you as being a soldier or a warrior or a gabar, which means to be strong. That's what that's saying. A vestment of a strong man should not be on a woman. That does not mean that you should wear, or a woman should wear the vestment of a weak man. You understand? People try to, no disrespect intended, to play with the wording. Now, let's sit there and think about that for a minute, because if you're up there teaching, brothers and sisters, that Deuteronomy 22 verse 5 is emphatically saying, in your teaching, that it is speaking about the vestment of a warrior or a soldier and not the average male on a woman, what you're then saying is that a woman can wear the garments of a man that's not a soldier or a warrior. Now, let's take it to Exodus 28, where it speaks about the linen breeches. And you know, breeches is basically shorts or short pants, right? Now, would you say then that the Kohen who wears that, or the priest that wears that, is not a geber, that he's not a mighty man? Are you saying that the priest is a weak man? If you're saying that breeches could be worn by females as well? Because the only pure person we read about wearing breeches or miknesebad or linen breeches in the entire scriptures is the priests, who are all males. So are you then saying, theoretically, that the Kohen or the priest is not a geber? See, this is what happens when people may simply just want to do what they want to do. Now, we know good and well, brothers and sisters, that men don't have breasts, but we also know that, unfortunately, there is a such thing as male breast cancer. So are you saying that because such a thing unfortunately does exist, such as male breast cancer, that a man can wear a bra? No. There's some men who don't work out, And there's some men who are what you'll call fat or flabby in a particular area of his chest. That doesn't make it right for him to wear a bra. So therefore, we have to know and understand that there's a distinction in the culture of Israel between the garments of a male and the garments of a female. There's Hebrew that is masculine, and then there's Hebrew that's feminine. So let that be noted and understood. Now, in concluding this out, yet once again, it says, Lo yihye kili geber al isha, walo yilbash. The word labash means to wear or to put on. Walo yilbash geber, and a man, he shall not wear simlat, the dress of, the outer vestment of, the garment of a woman. So are you then, let's remember, as we did in part 1, that geber once, geber twice. Isha once, Isha twice. So are you then saying, brothers and sisters, that teach that geber simply means soldier, in no way, shape, form, or fashion any other kind of male, that is right for an Isha to wear the garment of an Enosh or a Ben or a Zakar? No, that's not right. We have to understand what the scriptures is teaching us how to be. We are to be the Gibborim, the mighty ones. We went over that in several aspects. For instance, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 6. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 5. That's not talking about a soldier. In that particular case, it's talking about a regular male. And it uses the Hebrew word geber from gabar, which means a strong one or a mighty one. So that's why we have to, in all thy getting, gain understanding. So you have those who would like to sit there and state, okay, well, it's not saying a woman cannot wear pants. Here's the argument. Pants in women were not worn by black women, our sisters, our mothers, until the 1960s and in the 70s. 100 years ago, this date being 2015, in 1915, as well as in 1910, as well as in 1900, you did not see women walking around with pants on. That was something that was made by the European white woman to sit there in her lesbian lib movement, because she did not want to sit there and be classified different than being a male in her lesbian spirit. So therefore, she decided to go for the women's lib movement and was actually getting arrested in the 1920s and all of that for wearing pants. If you study the history about Fashion Institute and all of that stuff inside the United States, our ancestors did not wear pants, the females that is. So let that be noted and understood. All right, so this is not a bash on nobody. This is not trying to sit there and insult nobody. This is not trying to put nobody down or nobody up. This is just simply speaking from the Hebraic sense, from the historical sense, and from the accurate sense. You cannot read Deuteronomy 22, verse 5, and see Geber twice, and then sit there and see the word Isha twice, where it says a man, Geber, and Isha, woman, and think that that's not talking about just the regular male or the regular female. Because then you're saying that it's okay for any other kind of non-Geber male to wear something that's feminine, and such is not the culture of Israel. So with that, I say thank you for the time. Shalom.